A vibrant mix of cultures and opportunity conceals a disheartening reality beneath LA's glamorous facade: poverty. Among the most afflicted regions, Vermont emerges as a poignant symbol of this crisis. This video embarks on a comprehensive exploration of the intricate dynamics that have culminated in the deaths of transit infrastructure contributing to the poverty in southern LA County, with a focus of multifaceted repercussions of the prevailing transit policies' lack of emphasis on impoverished districts that exacerbates the unrelenting cycle of socioeconomic disparities in the southern areas of Los Angeles County. Los Angeles grew out of the streetcars and interurbans. We still have many neighborhoods that are built along the red and yellow cars right-of-way across the city, giving us good urbanism, but they were torn up for the sake of the car. We demolished our city for the benefit of only suburban car owners, while LA was plagued with socioeconomic despair, but starting in 1990, the LA Metro has been expanding across the city, from Azusa to Long Beach to Santa Monica to North Hollywood and Chatsworth. The LA Metro gives fast and efficient public transport, but what happened to all the areas that got abandoned by the red/yellow cars? Areas across the city still have no public transit access and won't have any in future expansions either. And what's wrong about it? Accessible and dependable transportation functions as a fundamental pillar of upward mobility. It bridges the gap between residents and essential life elements such as education, healthcare, employment, and communal services. In its absence, individuals in impoverished neighborhoods face formidable barriers that hinder their progress and exacerbate the challenges they face. This immobilization restricts residents within the confines of their underprivileged communities, perpetuating the cycle of entrenched poverty. Yet we fight so hard against projects that would bring benefit to the poor communities with any way we could find, from gentrification to neighborhood character to straight up racism. We find a way to block the best wealth multiplier there is, and it shows no better than on our next example. The current transit policies in Los Angeles County serve as stark reminders of their lopsided focus, disproportionately favoring affluent communities, so that transit measures get the votes they need to pass from wealthier communities, which also includes putting money away from the areas that need it the most and sending that money to build and expand freeways for suburbanites going into the city, which only exacerbates our housing crisis, as I explained in this video. To bring about substantive change, a pivotal shift is required in Metro, pivoting towards a more equitable approach that centers on the universal accessibility of transit in poor areas. A holistic strategy necessitates the argumentation of affordable and efficient transit services along major corridors. This encompasses a multi-pronged approach that involves establishing well-integrated rail lines, dedicated cycling lanes, and pedestrian-friendly infrastructure. These transformative measures, when orchestrated in harmony, hold the potential to not only foster education and vocational opportunities, but also bridge the chasm in job accessibility that Los Angeles residents face. Supplementing the public transportation system with targeted initiatives is crucial. Implementing workforce development programs tailored to the specific needs of LA County residents can equip them with marketable skills to solve unemployment and poverty. Collaborative efforts involving local businesses, community organizations, and governmental bodies could create job opportunities within these neighborhoods, fostering economic growth and stability from within. This will revitalize the poorest areas in LA and give us more development and more jobs. Housing prices with this strategy of developing our corridors will go down, and with more info across our city, a more equitable city will be made. Los Angeles needs radical change in our transit policy. Vermont, which is an example I've used a lot, is a good example because it's just getting a measly BRT and maybe a light rail line. But what Vermont needs is an extension of the B line, south to the C line at Athens. It would free up capacity on the D line, which after this extension will be one of the most used lines on the system. But Metro's not doing that. It's just a consideration that will most likely not happen. Vermont is the perfect place to start first. LADOT and Metro need to work together to make a pedestrian/cycling friendly street, while allowing buses and potentially heavy rail. We need to add more investments in poor communities. We need jobs and a way to get to them without destroying our environment and mental health. We deserve better. Now please, if you like this sort of content and would like some exclusive benefits, consider joining my Patreon, along with Alexis Gadez. Please just at least check it out and see if you like any other benefits. Now, thanks for watching.